You're watching the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14. Coming up, Joplin authorities look into the cause of a fire that happened on Friday.
Plus, we are going to see another pleasant day here in the 4 states before a warm-up comes in. Latest from Skywatch Weather Center.
Also, mosquito season is here, and it's only going to get worse this year. All that coming up.
The 4 states most watched hits starts now.
Thanks for joining us for the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14. I'm Jalen Banks. Authorities in Joplin are investigating the cause of a Friday morning house fire. Firefighters responded to the fire at a home on North Jackson in the North Heights neighborhood around 9:15 Friday morning. Authorities say everyone got out of the home safely. Walmart gave back to the Joplin community by giving out some grants. Joplin High School's Special Education Department received a combined $2,500 to go towards life skill classes and the school's peer buddy program. The funds will also be used to support special education needs at the high school, including clothing, hygiene items, and educational projects. 80 students are estimated to be enrolled in the special education classes next year, and 180 students will be a part of the peer buddy program. The James River Church of Joplin is partnering with the Joplin School District along with other community organizations for community service projects for their project partnership. On Sunday, the church and its volunteers went to Jung Stadium and watched the entire 70-bus fleet of the Joplin School District.
And so it's very good for the community to be engaged from different organizations and different standpoints. And you know, with our improvement plan, what we're trying to do is always have the community involved in our schools. So we're ecstatic that they want to continue the relationship.
The James River Church is located at 1850 South Maiden Lane in Joplin. The Clay Cup holds their annual bowl-a-thon in downtown Neosho. The Clay Cup for 5 hours straight are making bowls for soup kitchens in Southwest Missouri that will eventually go for sale in November, and the proceeds will go to the soup kitchens. Their goal is to make 500 bowls.
It is a wonderful feeling because we artists don't necessarily have a lot of financial resources, but we do have skill, we do have some time, and we do have a lot of motivation to help the people in our own communities.
To find more on how you can get involved, just go to our website at KOAMnewsnow.com. The Alliance of Southwest Missouri holds their Sudstock Summer Celebration. The event featured splash pads, slides, and other water activities. The goal of the event is to give kids the opportunity to learn how to make smart and safe choices while having fun.
Part of the Alliance's mission is to make Southwest Missouri the safest place for kids to thrive, and we do that in a lot of different ways, but one is substance misuse prevention. And we have a coalition here in Carthage, and a lot of people come to the table, and that is also a goal of theirs, is to give kids healthy options.
For more on this story, just go to our website at KOAMnewsnow.com. Wyandotte holds their Summer Youth Intern Program. The intern program is for tribal youth who are a part of the Wyandotte Nation. Assignments in the program range from education, fitness, elder services, and even gaming. It also provides the opportunity to learn more about their heritage.
So this year, I'm looking to get that experience inside a tribal clinic so that later on when I work there, I have that background knowledge into what it's like. In years prior, when I worked with the daycare, it was just a personal interest of working with the kids and be able to go on field trips with them and mentor to them.
Enrollees must be ages 16 to 22 and be enrolled in high school or as a full-time college student. A pair of puppies were rescued after getting struck for hours in a tortoise den in Yucca Valley, California. The dogs couldn't get out because a 100-pound desert tortoise was blocking their exit. Firefighters tried to coax the tortoise from its underground den with watermelon, but failed. Crews went to Plan B, digging an access hole to rescue the puppies. After hours of digging, the crew successfully got puppies, Pio and Finn, out of the den.
I want to know how they knew the puppies were down there to start with. Maybe they heard them barking or something, but that's incredible. I mean, and you can't, this isn't like, you know, the turtles that we have here in the 4 states. You can just pick up and move him.
Not at all.
A 100-pound What a,
Yeah.
reptile. Soup. It's 100-pound soup. But no, I mean, seriously, that's pretty intense. And to think about, I mean, you're in the desert. Now, I mean, I know there's animals that go underground because it's cooler underground. But still, for these puppies, it must have been pretty toasty down there. And I'm sure that they were freaking out because they've probably never seen a 100-pound turtle. They've probably never seen a turtle, period. They're like, what is this thing and why isn't it moving?
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, it gives me kind of like Hercules vibes from the Disney movie.
Yeah.
When the kids were stuck in the gorge.
Yeah,
Stuck
yeah.
in the gorge.
Well, yeah, and then, Hercules gets to save the day because he's Hercules. So,
Yeah.
hey, something else that's going to save the day? Nice temperatures. Right now, it's really pleasant. The sun's coming up. Temperature is warming back up now. So we were at 61 at 5 a.m., dropped to 60. Now we're back up to 62. It is going to continue to warm up. Temperatures are looking pretty decent across the region right now. We're still sitting upper 50s, lower 60s. We've actually now looked down to the south. Anderson, Bentonville, Cassville, we're getting some upper 60s, mid to upper 60s filtering into the area. And as we head through the day, it's going to be really nice. It's not going to be too bad. 7-day forecast telling us exactly what we need to know. 81, the ultimate high for today. 84 by Tuesday. 89 on Wednesday. And summer starts to make a return. We had that cold front that came through on the weekend, got things cool, brought us some rain. Now it's going to start to lift front. Goodness gracious, I haven't had enough coffee. It's going to start to lift to the north. And as it does so, the ridge is going to build back in, and so are those warm temperatures. And I was looking at the long range. Week or two down the road, we're going to start to get back into the upper 90s if that holds, if that pattern holds. So it's going to be summertime once again. Now, as you see on the 7-day forecast, we do have some shower and thunderstorm chances as we head into the holiday weekend. Now, right now, 4th of July does not look to be completely washed out by any means, but you know how things can change here in the 4 states. They can change in a heartbeat. And when they do, that's when, that's when you don't plan for the rain and the rain shows up, or that's when you plan for the rain and the rain doesn't show up. So definitely keep an eye on the forecast. And of course, Nick Kelly, Doug Hetty will all be keeping an eye on the storm chances as we head into the holiday weekend. But again, it's not going to be bad once we get to the weekend. Summer, though, going to return. It's going to get a little muggy, hence the increasing storm chances. So enjoy the next couple of days, because once it's over, summer says, hi, did you miss me?
Well, fingers crossed that we can all get out in the sun and enjoy 4th of July, celebrating our country's independence.
I think we're all going to be able to. I think, like I said, right now it's looking all right. Looks like we're going to be okay, but definitely something to monitor. And I'm not talking, when I say that, I know that phrase is used to describe like severe weather. I'm not saying monitor for severe weather. I'm simply saying monitor for rain. Be prepared in case things need to change. But right now, we're still looking okay and pretty toasty on 4th of July.
All right, thank you, Chris. Up next, we'll have why school-aged children had increased headaches during the pandemic. And later, Bike Across the U.S. for MS pedals back to talk about why they're raising money for MS. You're watching the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14. In Health Watch this morning, if you need a little extra help getting better sleep at night, you are not alone. A new survey by the American Academy of Sleep and Medicine suggests that nearly 2/3 of Americans are taking sleep aids. More than 2,000 adults across the U.S. participated in the survey. The top choice was melatonin, followed by prescription medication. Nearly 40% said the pandemic caused their use in sleep aids to increase. The Grand Canyon has reported at least 180 cases of norovirus in just the past 2 weeks. According to park officials, the cases have been cropping up among visitors to the Colorado River and backcountry campers. The symptoms are consistent with those of norovirus, which can be spread through infected people and contaminated food and water, or by touching contaminated surfaces. The park says it has confirmed a number of tourists in the river trips tested positive for the virus, but it does appear the number of cases has started to level off. The American Academy of Pediatrics is calling for more support for breastfeeding mothers. The AAP found stigma, lack of support, and workplace barriers can hinder breastfeeding. The guidance published in Pediatrics encourages social and systemic changes to support mothers who choose to breastfeed, especially in Black and low-income households. Because children spend a significant portion of their day in school, the American Academy of Pediatrics is urging educational institutions to be prepared for medical emergencies. The newly updated policy statement estimates that 10% to 25% of minor and major childhood injuries occur while a child is in school. They recommend school districts have access to on-site licensed healthcare professionals on an ongoing basis to deal with a multitude of issues. And a new study shows an increased prevalence of headaches in adolescents during the COVID-19 pandemic. The report presented at the European Academy of Neurology analyzed 851 adolescents and found 1/3 of the school children acknowledge prolonged exposure to time to computer screens. Researchers say a lack of suitable conditions for online learning from home school exams, and anxieties about COVID-19 contributed to the worsening of headache symptoms or triggering new onset headaches. Today is National Ice Cream Cake Day. It's one of America's favorite summer desserts. Ice cream is molded into the shape of a cake and now include a variety of flavors and toppings. The origin of the sweet treat is still a mystery, but is celebrated nationwide each year.
It's not even a matter of it being celebrated nationwide. It was being celebrated right here in the studio. Who couldn't celebrate ice cream cake? Look at these. Look at that.
Yeah, that's awesome. I'm a huge sweets guy, so this is right up my alley.
Okay, good, because for a moment I was detecting some sarcasm in your awesome, and I was just like,
not at all.
I mean, granted, you've never been up this early in the morning, at least not here.
No.
Have you ever been up this early in the morning in your life?
I played college football.
Okay, all right.
During my time as a collegiate athlete, there were a lot of mornings where I was up at 4:20. Practice would start at 5 a.m. and
so this is one of those days where you could use some ice cream cake, possibly some coffee ice cream cake.
Oh yeah,
I think that would be a
100%.
fantastic idea.
Absolutely.
That's just me. That's just me. You know what else is pretty fantastic is the weather that we are going to see across the area. So let's talk about it real quick. This ridge is going to start to build back in. We've got high pressure down to the south. Now, we initially had this guy right here, this little cold front, came through over the weekend, brought us some rain, brought us some cooler temperatures, which we're enjoying and we will continue to enjoy. But you see in Kansas where it turns red, that's it converting back into a warm front. And it's going to start to lift off to the north-northeast. And you know what that's going to do? It's going to change those temperatures. Skywatch Storm Tracker, you can see some rain out here in south central Kansas, west of Wichita. Nothing we need to worry about. Skywatch Storm Tracker locally not showing us anything because look at that sky, completely clear. The sun's coming up and it is starting to warm up. So again, just to recap, 5 a.m. we were at 61. We dropped to 60. Now we're up to 62 and temperatures will continue to climb. Most of us continuing to sit just like that. We've still got some upper 50s now in our northern areas, Iola, Fort Scott, 59. But as you head further south, you can see where Anderson, 67, Bentonville, 67, Neosho sitting at 63. Temperatures will go up. We're looking at an afternoon high of about 81 degrees, 75 by noon, 77 at 5, 74 cooling off as we head into the evening with a nice light breeze. That light breeze holds on as we go through the overnight. We're going to dip back to about 61 by 6 a.m. We may even see some upper 50s, but as you can see, clear skies. And that's absolutely beautiful. Unfortunately, those clear skies also mean something else. So we talked about the ridge that's going to start to build in. So we go out into the Four Corners region. We've got this high pressure system. And as it continues to move in, let me step a little further this way. The ridge starts to lift back up. You see those reds, that's those temperatures starting to get warmer. That's 90s returning on Thursday. And we may have some isolated showers and thunderstorms as we head into the weekend. But hopefully, we're looking at not necessarily a completely washed out 4th of July. So let's take a look. This is our 7-day forecast. And I know this because it says so right up there. Also, there's 7 of these on this board. So today, 81, not looking too bad. Temperatures start to warm back up as we head through the week with those increasing shower and thunderstorm chances. We hopefully won't have a washed out holiday, but definitely want to keep an eye on it. We'll be back with more of the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14. We take this time now to honor one of our many 4-state heroes, Jimmy Johnson. Master Gunnery Sergeant Jimmy Johnson served in the Marines from 1962 to 1990. One of his wartime locations was Vietnam. He was a telegraph operator, among several other things. He earned a Meritorious Service Medal and several other medals and awards during his service. A native of Neosho, we thank you, today's 4-state hero, Jimmy Johnson. Well, temperatures aren't the only thing on the rise this summer. The mosquito population is also expected to boom. Ashley Strohmeyer has more on what wildlife and health experts say is behind the swarm.
Have you heard the buzz? Mosquito season is ramping up, but if you feel like you're swatting away a lot more pests than this time last year, you may not be alone.
We'll go outside and play. It's our favorite thing to do in the summer, and they come back inside and they are just covered with bites.
Rising temperatures and rainfall levels due to climate change are creating the perfect conditions for mosquitoes to start reproducing earlier and for longer periods of time.
There is a change in the distribution of rain, not just in the United States, but in the entire world. So some areas are decreasing in precipitation. Some other areas are increasing in precipitation.
And the situation may only continue getting worse, with data collected by the United Nations showing 2021 was one of the 7 warmest years on record.
The warmer winters means that there are more mosquitoes the following year.
And while more mosquitoes may be annoying, it can also spell out serious health risks. The CDC lists the mosquito as the world's deadliest animal because of its ability to spread malaria and other diseases, like West Nile, which can cause body aches, and Triple E, which can cause deadly brain swelling in serious cases.
The fear of being bitten by mosquitoes should not keep you from going outside. It's just that you need to dress properly.
And that includes
Wear long sleeves, long pants if you're going to be outside for an extended period of time. Use mosquito repellent. Get rid of standing water in your area.
Common areas in your yard that could collect standing water include the inside of empty tires and bird baths. Officials say you should make sure to dump these out frequently. Ashley Strohmeyer, Fox News.
Another half hour of news and weather just ahead. Coming up on the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14. Last week, Roe v. Wade was overturned. We'll have where things are headed next. And a man looks to break records that you might not expect. You're watching the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14. We will be right back.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Welcome back to KOAM Morning News on Fox 14. It's currently 7:31. Let's look at today's top stories. A Miami, Oklahoma man learns his fate after an assault leaves another man paralyzed. Authorities sentenced 23-year-old Jace Williams for a 2017 attack that left the victim paralyzed from the neck down. Officials say Williams went behind the victim, wrapped his arms around the victim's body, lifted him backward, and slammed him headfirst to the ground. The victim was rushed to a hospital with injuries which resulted in him being paralyzed. A U.S. district judge sentenced Williams to 51 months in prison, followed by 3 years of supervised release. Authorities in Joplin are investigating the cause of a Friday morning house fire. Firefighters responded to the fire at a home on North Jackson in the North Heights neighborhood around 9:15 Friday morning. Authorities say everyone got out of the home safely. The impact of the Supreme Court's bombshell decision on abortions sending shockwaves across Washington and throughout the country. Conservatives are celebrating the decision as a victory for life. Progressives fear it could be the first of several dominoes to fall, after one justice hinted that some other rights could soon come under scrutiny. Lucas Tomlinson has that story.
As demonstrations continue across the country in response to the Supreme Court's decision to overturn Roe v. Wade, so-called trigger laws restricting or banning abortion are now set to go into effect in at least a dozen states.
As of today, abortions are illegal in our state, and they're only allowed to save the life of the mother.
Legal scholars say the ruling is one of the few times in history that the court has struck down an earlier decision establishing a constitutional right, one that Republicans argue was not envisioned by the founders.
There's nothing in the Constitution giving the federal government the right to regulate abortion. There's nothing in the Constitution that creates a right to abortion as a constitutional principle.
Democrats say the decision erodes medical freedom and will put women in danger.
This decision and this policy will kill people, and that's what the data shows, and that's what the statistics show.
Republicans have been quick to point out the ruling does not ban abortion nationwide.
Every state is going to have the ability under the court decision to make its own decisions.
Several companies have already announced plans to cover travel costs for employees who have to leave their home state to get an abortion, though these policies will likely face legal challenges.
The ruling also fuels fears among progressives that other rights could be at risk after Justice Clarence Thomas wrote in a concurring opinion that the court should also reconsider its 2015 decision legalizing same-sex marriage. Wyandotte Nation holds their summer youth intern program. The intern program is for tribal youth who are a part of Wyandotte Nation. Assignments in the program range from education, fitness, elder services, and even gaming. It also provides the opportunity to learn more about their heritage.
So this year, I'm looking to get that experience inside a tribal clinic so that later on I can, when I work there, I have that background knowledge into what it's like. In years prior, when I worked with the daycare, it was just a personal interest of working with the kids and be able to go on field trips with them and mentor to them.
Enrollees must be ages 16 to 22 and be enrolled in high school or as a full-time college student. Walmart gave back to the Joplin community by giving out some grants. Joplin High School Special Education Department received a combined $2,500 to go towards life skills classes and the school's Peer Buddy program. The funds will also be used to support special education needs at the high school, including clothing, hygiene items, and educational projects. 80 students are estimated to be enrolled in the special education classes next year, and 180 students will be a part of the Peer Buddy program. Do you just love the smell of freshly cooked bacon? Yeah. How about a chance to wear it? There's a new bacon-scented perfume now available called Right Number 100. The fragrance release is timed to celebrate Tyson-owned Right Brand's 100th anniversary. The company describes the gender-neutral perfume as a mix of enticing scents, including applewood, smoky bacon, and a secret ingredient, a nod to Right Brand's founding year. There are also hints of sandalwood and maple syrup mixed in fragrance sells. The fragrance sells online for $19.22. The Right Brand describes the new scent as a way to expand the sensory experience of its bacon.
Do you really need to expand the sensory experience of bacon? I mean, it is pretty fantastic.
And you know, in America, we love our bacon, so I mean...
Yes, we do. You know? I mean, I can buy a whole package of bacon and then just eat it. I microwave it. I know that's not the right way, but I tell you, there's something about it being chewy, it's delicious, and on the right day during the summer, I can smell like bacon. So I don't know if I need the perfume or not.
The last thing you may want to wear this is at a dog park or maybe for out hunting.
Yeah, it may not be a good idea. I mean, unless that's just kind of your thing. So,
yeah.
You know, whatever. All right, bacon perfume. Hey, you know, right now you may need that bacon perfume because it's not going to be too terribly hot. Here's what's going to happen though. See, we had this cold front pass through, brought us some showers, thunderstorms over the weekend, turning into a warm front as it's going to lift off to the north and to the east. Right now, Skywatch Storm Tracker showing us nothing. The sun has risen. Temperatures are starting to trend upward. We're sitting at 62 right now, and as you can see, it's mostly sunny skies. There are some clouds out there. Dew point 56, humidity 80%. Not looking bad. Again, temperatures, we've just about... In fact, we've lost all of the 50s. We're now in the lower 60s to upper 60s across the area. Temperatures will continue to climb as we head through the day. Ultimate high of about 81. Noon, we're hitting at 75, 77 by 5, 74 by 8 as we cool off. It's going to be chilly by June standards for tonight with this nice light east breeze. As you can see, dipping back to about 61. We may even see some more upper 50s as we head into the next couple of days. But then, like I said, that cold front turns back into a warm front. It starts to lift off, and it's going to bring us these nice warm temperatures and maybe even some shower and thunderstorm chances. 4th of July weekend, we may see some showers and thunderstorms on 4th of July, but I think we're going to be okay. But you still want to keep an eye on it if you do have any outdoor plans. Otherwise, plan on summer returning. We've got more of the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14 when we come back. Welcome back. This morning we're discussing the overturning of Roe v. Wade. Reactions to the overturning of Roe v. Wade have been emotional. This led to protests around the country, including in Joplin. Some people, however, reacted very differently, with one Trump ally saying, quote, "President Trump, on behalf of all the MAGA patriots in America, I want to thank you for the historic victory for white life in the Supreme Court yesterday." Now, although she did backtrack and said she meant to say right to life, Senator Lindsey Graham also thanked former President Trump for appointing conservative justices to the high court. Some Americans say they're afraid of what other rights they could lose next. In the majority opinion, Justice Samuel Alito says the ruling only involves abortion. But this concurring opinion from Justice Clarence Thomas goes further. He challenges the related legal basis that guarantees access to contraceptives and same-sex marriage. And this brings us to our something to talk about today. Do you support the overturning of Roe v. Wade? Now, right now, it's 39% of you do, 61% of you do not. You can vote in our poll at KOAMNewsNow.com/vote. You can also vote in the KOAM News Now app, which is available in the app stores. And you can take part in the discussion on our Facebook page, and that's it's facebook.com/KOAM Fox 14. So again, we're asking, as you can see, the numbers just updated. We're 40% now, yes, 60% no, so make sure you vote and take part in the discussion. Well, local chapters of the United Way got out for a day of action. KOAM's Amber Jenkins has more.
United Way Day of Action, a day where local volunteers come out and help nonprofit organizations in Joplin and Pittsburgh. Teresa is one of the volunteers participating in United Way Day to keep her community clean and beautiful.
You know, we just want to make our community nice. Joplin is a beautiful city, and we just want to help that and contribute to it.
United Way Day of Action has been making a difference in Southwest Missouri and Southeast Kansas for over 30 years. Hundreds of volunteers like Teresa are spread out at organizations throughout Joplin and Pittsburgh working on beautification projects.
Today we're weed eating, or basically not weed eating, but weeding. And so we're pulling weeds, and then I believe we're going to be laying down some mulch. Master gardeners take care of the inside of the beds, but we're working around the outside of the beds to make them presentable. You know, this is a hot time of the year. Not everybody wants to volunteer, but the work needs to be done. So we're out here giving it our best.
Despite it being over 90 degrees in Joplin, the fulfillment and pride Teresa feels after volunteering outweighs the heat. All the volunteers working out here know that their work is positively impacting the community.
You know, this is an opportunity for nonprofits to get maybe some of that landscaping done that they've had, you know, things kind of have grown up, and so they can get out and have volunteers help them control the landscape. We also have projects at Salvation Army where they're painting rooms. Again, it's projects, it's those things that a nonprofit operating on a limited budget maybe can't get to on a regular basis. And so having these volunteers come out from our business community is a huge benefit to our nonprofit community.
In Joplin, Amber Jenkins, KOAM News.
Officials say more than 100 volunteers came out to help, and we're back with Consumer News after this.
In Consumer Watch this morning, investors will see if markets remain in recovery mode today after the S&P gained more than 6% last week and the Dow rose more than 5%. Earlier this month, the big market sell-off brought the S&P into bear market territory. Wall Street is hoping the Fed might slow down its interest rate hikes aimed into reducing inflation. The buyout battle over Spirit Airlines is heating up ahead of a crucial shareholder vote set for Thursday. Frontier Airlines added $2 in cash for each Spirit share to its bid. The cash and stock offer also includes just under 2 Frontier shares for every Spirit share. The discount carrier said its board thinks Frontier's sweetened offer is better than a rival all-cash bid from JetBlue Airways. And the U.S. Consumer Product Safety Commission issued a recall for more than 400,000 solar-powered umbrellas sold exclusively at Costco stores. The agency says the lithium-ion battery that powers the 10-foot umbrella LED lights can overheat, creating a fire and burn hazard. The recall includes a warning to stop using the product and to remove the battery. Consumers can return the umbrella to Costco for a refund. We'll be right back with more after this, but first, let's take a look at the market prices before the opening bell.
An Idaho man is shooting for the Guinness record of most marshmallows shot into his mouth. Yeah, you heard that right. Only Jeannie Moose could cover this story.
2, 1, go. Why just roast marshmallows when you can try to make toast of the previous world record for catching them in your mouth? fired out of a homemade catapult made of popsicle sticks and a mouse trap. Sure, there were some misfires and some misses, but David Rush caught 59 marshmallows in a minute. Come on! Who knew marshmallows could make you bleed, mashing lip against tooth?
I was looking at it and like, wait, what's this red dot on these marshmallows? And I realized some of them were bloody.
David has bled for his attempts at breaking records before. Literally breaking vinyl records. Guinness says he currently holds 129 records. For everything from balancing 101 toilet paper rolls on his head to slicing apples while juggling 3 knives. This Idaho tech manager says the secret to catching marshmallows is practice. He's caught tens of thousands of things, from grapes while juggling to raw eggs. His marshmallow catching caught on with James Corden, who gave up on the catapult and just tossed. David did share one secret.
Actually slurping the marshmallow in so it gets close to my mouth. If I'm sucking in at that point, I'm more likely to catch it.
Could you demonstrate that for us?
It's like that.
David Rush has broken so many records that listing his accomplishments sounds like a broken record. Jeannie Mose, CNN, New York.
What? Okay. All right. Whatever. Hey, break records any way you can. We don't have any records to be broken weather-wise, though. We've got this warm front. It was a cold front, brought us rain showers, thunderstorms over the weekend, turning into a warm front, going to lift off to our north, and what it's going to do is it's going to bring us shower and thunderstorm chances. You can see out west, we do have some showers across southern Kansas. Those are nothing to worry about because they're not really going to make it into our viewing area. Skywatch Storm Tracker showing us nothing. You can see outside at 7th and Range Line, there is nothing. It is currently 62 degrees as we continue to warm up on this beautiful day. We are sitting in the lower to upper 60s across the 4-state area, and that's going to be the trim. We're actually going to warm up, heading for a high of 81 degrees, 75 by noon, 77 at 5, cooling back off, 74 by 8, and it's going to be chilly by June standards across the area, but these temperatures otherwise pleasant as we dip back through the 70s. We may even see some more upper 50s tomorrow morning as we start the day. So here's the ridge, and there's that high pressure, and it's brought all the warm weather out there, and it dipped around us. That's why we cooled off. But that ridge is going to start to lift back to the north, and as we head into the end of the week, that also means that we're going to start to see warmer temperatures returning by Thursday and increasing shower and thunderstorm chances. But the good news is the 4th of July holiday doesn't look to be a complete washout. So as we go through the week, another nice day today and tomorrow. Temperatures start to warm up, rain chances increase, but it is still summer, and that's just the way it rolls. We are back with more of the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14 right after this.
Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14. Here's what's happening today. Supporters and opponents of abortion rights are mapping out their next moves. Abortion providers in Florida plan to ask a state judge for a temporary emergency injunction today to stop a new abortion law from taking effect later this week. They argue the law violates right to privacy provisions in Florida's Constitution. In South Dakota, the governor says she will push to bar mail-order abortion pills. Over the weekend, there were over 50 protests in cities nationwide after the Supreme Court ended the constitutional right to an abortion. Hearings into the police response to the Uvalde school shooting resumed today. Over the weekend, the final funeral was held for the 21 victims who were shot and killed. 10-year-old Uzziah Garcia was remembered for his contagious laugh and his love for trampolines. And Russia has renewed bombing of Ukraine's capital, Kyiv. One person that was killed and at least 6 injured, including a 7-year-old girl pulled from the rubble. The city's mayor says he believes the airstrikes may have been a symbolic attack before a NATO summit that starts Tuesday. Ukraine forces hit Russian military trucks and equipment, and these are likely the first targets destroyed by U.S. supplied guided rocket systems that arrived in Ukraine just days ago.
We are heading for a high of 81 today. We are going to be relatively gorgeous out there. Take a look at these temperatures as we plow through the day. Overnight, chilly by June standards. I know I've said it, but it's just a fact. But otherwise pleasant. We're heading for overnight lows around 61. We may even see some upper 50s out there. Ridge of high pressure going to build back in, and that is going to be what brings us the opportunity for summer to return as we head into the weekend. As you see, today, tomorrow, going to be pretty decent. 90s return by Thursday and Friday, and for the 4th of July weekend. Some shower and thunderstorm chances in there, but the 4th of July, right now, not looking to be a complete washout.
Well, an iconic roller coaster is inching closer to the century mark. The Cyclone at Brooklyn's Coney Island still has 5 years to go to reach 100, but it did celebrate a birthday today. Sunday, in fact. It turned 95, and the first 95 people in line got to ride the Cyclone for free. The Cyclone first opened June 26, 1927.
All right, thank you so much for letting us put the good in the morning. We'll be back here with more news and weather at noon. Have a great morning and an even better day.